Alright guys, this is your boy Ligo back again with another video. Trying to do part two. We'll again see, it might be a part 3 or 4, I don't know, but we'll see if we get in this part. If you see me abruptly finish, it's because I had to abruptly finish. Stop the video. But anyway, let's continue. And she thinks she got us or whatever. Again, like I said before, the argument it puzzles me. And I agree with you, Floyd. You commented in a video saying that you got to stop listening to, and I'm thinking she will be that, and just wait until the switch come up. But I ain't gonna lie, there's gonna be a lot more videos of people just saying stupid stuff. So I'm kind of doing it. So if you feel like you don't need to watch the videos, because you think I'm exposing too much of the stupidity of the gamers, it's all right. I'm doing this as an exercise, a way to keep my mind sharp to do arguments and stuff like that. Cause it's kind of like you're like a debate person. You got to keep your muscle going and keep my brain going. So that's what I do. I do not get stressed over some of this stuff. I really don't. I just do it for the fun of it because these people just think the most craziest things. But anyway, let's continue.
We fucking got them.
I tried explaining this to my husband, even with the App Store. I used to be someone who downloaded so much software just to get the stuff I want to try out.
And here's the exact now here's the point she's going to bring up that I agree with her with, and she points out again, kind of disables her first argument in part one.
Because I like using new tech and new software and new games and stuff to enrich my life. And it's been a long time since I've actually downloaded an app. And since we both got new phones, he went to the App Store and he was there for like 2 days, still trying to find a simple app to map out our weightlifting plan. We've always been kind of aimless when we're lifting weights, but it's much easier to keeping a log of the reps and sets and exercises you're supposed to do on certain days for certain exercises. So he wanted a simple app like that. I swear to God, this is not a segue into some sponsorship, no. But it kind of sounds like that, right? But we just wanted a simple app that just gives a timer and a calculation for the reps we're allowed to do based on our maximum output. Every single app he found required a freaking subscription, or they just give you jack shit to coerce you into signing up for a subscription or giving your email like, oh wow, you want to put in how many reps you should do for this exercise? You want to see, there's only 2 available. You want to see these other potential exercises you might want to log? You got to give your email. You got to sign up for $5 a freaking month. Like, why? Why? ¿Por qué?
Okay, why? You don't have to. And why the hell would you need an app to do some of the stuff that you're just saying? Look at you. You literally proved my point. How about you just go, look what the reps you need to do and do the reps. That's all it is. And you write them down on a piece of paper so you can keep them tracking. Or something. And like, oh man, like I don't even need it. I'll be like, well, I did three rounds of repetition of 30 sit-ups for the day. I got my goal. 1, 2, 3. Like, why do you need that?
People are asking for $3.99 a month for a stupid simple app that should cost at max $3.99 outright lifetime. The greed is freaking incessant, and it's there because
it ain't greed. It's basically if you is the what do you call it again? If you build it, they will come. If people want to spend money on something that I half-heartedly put up, then who was the fool here? Me or the people who paid for it?
we've allowed it to run rampant.
Yes.
So this is why people were boycotting Nintendo when the Switch 2 prices and the price of the games came out, because the price hikes are just ridiculous and they're charging for every single thing. It's not just that everything is expensive, but every little thing that ordinarily would be free on other consoles or that Nintendo used to make.
Other than the Welcome Tour, okay, which we had Astro's Playroom, I got a PlayStation. There's nothing else any other consoles giving for free, so stop that.
Free or just comes with it is now a freaking other paywall. Something's locked behind a paywall.
Like what? Like what?
A button that's built into the console or a part of the console is now locked behind a paywall. You can't even use it if you don't pay. A lot of
Again, you don't have to. So if you don't, the chat button, you don't use it, you don't gotta pay. You literally said it. If I don't use it, I gotta pay for it. That's good.
things that people also have an issue with involve older games and hardware still selling for these ridiculous prices, even in 2025. The Nintendo Switch came out, 2017? Every other console or product usually sees a decrease in price over time. Not Nintendo though.
Unless it's the Nintendo Select, which they didn't do last in the Switch 1. No.
We've got to keep that price up for the Nintendo Switch because here's a Switch Lite. Or let's just call it something else and release it, and there's barely any improvements, but they're still asking us for premium prices.
Because we now have 100% confirmation that the C button on the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually going to cost you. Now, I do believe they mentioned this in the Direct, but I think it just
It's gonna cost you how? Oh my goodness.
got overshadowed, but now it's like coming to light for a lot of people. Yes, you will need Nintendo Online in order to use their Discord. And then they also say, hey, if you can't afford
No flipping shit. But if you don't want to use their Discord, how about you just use the regular Discord? Or, like I said before, use a phone, Google Chat, Zoom, the free Zoom. You can do a lot more stuff other than use the Discord. WhatsApp app do the same thing too. What do you do that?
the Switch 2, remember, we still got the Switch 1. Yeah, sounding a little familiar. Then they've got the gall to charge for their welcome tour, and they're like, it's just $10. We worked hard on this. Okay.
And you don't have to buy it. I agree with that argument, and that's the only thing that could pull me on because of the welcome tour. That's just $10 is just too much for that. It's just not worth it.
Cool. And now no one's going to see it because we're not buying it. And this is all after they open the
Well, you can say what you want to say. People gonna buy it. It ain't gonna be me, but yeah.
floodgates of having $80 video games and this fluctuating prices. Doug Bowser himself has confirmed they have not put a cap on this. $80 does not mean it's going to be the maximum. But here's what kills me more. I cannot wait to see 50% of the comments and several stitches of this video defending this crap. Because if there's two fan bases in this world who cannot take criticism, it's Nintendo fans and Soulsborne fans. Because for some reason they can't
Have you seen the PC Master Race? Have you seen the Sony places? Have you seen the Xbox? Are you out your flipping mind? Android, iPhone, Souls, fighting games, racing games. Wow. Wow. You guys really full of crap.
understand this mutual exclusivity, that I enjoy the things Nintendo puts out and I'm looking forward to this Switch in their game, but also being critical on how they're going about this. The business model of Nintendo is incredibly frustrating because every one of you just eat it up. They charge $80.
And that's the point that puzzles me. Just like I said in the first video to all the other videos said. That's not y'all. If that's your job, you gotta show me your W2K, your W2 to see if that's your job. Cause I don't need nobody to tell me what's good or bad for me 24/7. Really not. Even if it's something I don't really need. Okay, that's the weird part. Are you doing the exact same thing for PlayStation? Are you doing the exact same thing for PS and all the other stuff I just laid it? If you do that, I'll even get a little bit of gold. But again, it's there. How about Grand Theft Auto? Are you going to tell that to the Grand Theft Auto when they finally release their price? And if the price is high, are you going to say the exact same thing? I want to see videos from all you people saying the same shit. Or are you going to be doing the exact same thing? Look. I know the answer is going to be no, so let's just let it be what it be. That's not your job. I'm a Nintendo fan. It's not my job to tell you how to spend your money. You want to buy the Switch 2? Buy the Switch 2. You don't want to buy the Switch 2? Okay, that's prerogative.
You say, I'd pay $100. They charge you for online features. You go, it's only $20. I gotta have.
Yeah, compared to Sony and Microsoft, which is more expensive. The frig are you talking about? Sony and Microsoft charge too, brother, and they charge way more than the Switch. So what the hell are you talking about?
That webcam in 480p. I'm incredible.
There's two webcams. 180p, one is in 1080p, and the other one is 40p. And like I see, this is why you selective are choosing the arguments, and you don't have to buy the webcam. You could use another webcam, which I'll test out when the game come out. Even though I'm not gonna use it at all. They're gonna let you see for 6 months or a year. I can't remember what it was to test out a camera and see if it works. If you like it, then you continue. If you don't, just cancel. I have gotten subscriptions of stuff. I've canceled them. Why you can't cancel them?
Really excited for Dustbloods, the new Metroid Prime, the new Donkey Kong games looks awesome.
Yeah.
You better believe I'm super stoked for Kirby Air Ride. I'm glad the tech in this thing seems to be significantly better. I personally have been asking for a more powerful console. But you can still be excited for this while being critical. I don't know why that's so freaking hard for people to understand.
Because critical and factual are two different things. You could be critical and factual at the same time. You gotta present the same facts. And think of it. All this that you're doing is opinionated. It's not factual. It's opinionated. It's your preference. And that's good. Live your preference. You can't say, I want this. You just said it. I want this. But I wanted more powerful stuff like you just stated. It costs money, right? And the people that kill me with this is so, like I said before, is so stupid. The Nintendo Switch OLED is $399. 900p, a better screen, but 900p, 700p, 1080p on the screen, OLED. You gain 4K, you gain 1080p screen, you gain HDR support, you gain a bigger screen, bigger Joy-Cons. $50 more than the OLED is not that oh my god experience, bros. People, jeez.
The games as well that are exclusive to the console, like Zelda or Mario, they barely drop in price. And you know, some people might not.
They never been dropping price, girl. If you've been playing the games enough, see, here's the thing. So let me get this straight. So see how this is so stupid this is? When they're constant, you blame them. When they're not constant, you blame them. Their prices have not dropped unless it's a Nintendo Select, this the Select or the player's choice. I'm blaming Nintendo because people are still buying the games. And again, the reason why those games are stay up at that price, one of what Nintendo said, which is true, I believe, is that they value their product. But the main reason, that was two reasons. Number one reason why those that, because those games are worth it. You go I know, and the people who are listening, you know, when GameStop was at its peak, and I know this because I just went to GameStop like last week. I was browsing with something. I went to a store and the GameStop was beside it. And yeah, I went to pick up pizza and the store right beside it. Nintendo has the smallest selection, while PlayStation and Xbox have the biggest selection. Because what? People do not trade in their games. So if you don't trade in your games, that means it's worth more. Simple supply and demand, as one person told me in the daggone comment section of my video. If people want it, but it's a few of it, it's gonna be more expensive. No shit, Sherlock.
Take issue with this, and that's fine. But in modern times, a lot of their games are buggy. But if you play older games from the older systems,
games are buggy. Now, I give it to Zelda, I gave it to Mario Kart, and of course Pokemon. If you're a Pokemon fan, you felt that, and that's mostly it. That's not really a Nintendo game per se, but again, because they're so close together, it's Pokemon Company, and I hope they get this shit straight for their new games. I really do. I really hope that they don't not release no game in no buggy mess. But sweetheart, let's look at all the other games that was super buggy on other consoles. Are you talking about them? Are you really now?
have this issue. As someone who loves Pokemon, I actually
I figured, I know it was around Pokemon. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? That is too funny. I'm not surprised by that.
Playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because it was just like yuck. It felt like an early draft, early access game that shouldn't cost any money.
And I agree with you. This part right here, sweetheart, I agree with you.
Just that, but it felt very off. Like very incomplete, very corporate. It just didn't feel like Pokemon anymore. It felt like
And that's more on Pokemon Company, but I digress. We gonna just do what we gonna do. But whatever, it is what it is. Nintendo's wrapped up with Pokemon Company, so it is what it is. Don't care about it, but
something wearing a Pokemon skin. And that's why people
Yep.
gave him shit when they went after Pal World, because Pal World was actually doing something innovative. The thing is, they really couldn't get
really by just putting in real guns, you go. That's innovative. The fuck? The definition was different. So yeah, you're right. You're right, lady. You're 100% right. Innovative by putting in guns and ends and making them really work like real slaves. The world is crazy. But whatever, preference. That's what it is. That's what it is.
much on Pal World, but you know they were tight with how successful Pal World got when they saw that. Like, people were just always so eager to bend over backwards to defend Nintendo.
But you know it's funny, and I hope I can find that video. That's not even a Nintendo thing, or what. You know what that is? That's a Japanese thing. They have a Japanese law is what makes it what it is. So that's why they're that way. If I have to be honest with you, I forgot the video, and I remember it was, I think, and I know the YouTube was Mrs. Eats. That's where she's from Japan, and she was talking about how the laws is, and she's like, this is not really a Nintendo thing. This is a Japanese law thing, where there's a law that you should not modify or emulate any game, any material, not game. Sorry, my mistake. Material that was licensed in Japan. That's what they do. If I can find that video, if I find that video again from her, I'll do a video about it. But that's an actual law that you could go to jail for in Japan. So it ain't just PlayStation, it ain't just Nintendo, it's PlayStation, Sega, all of them cats use the same kind of laws in there.
In situations where it had nothing to do with anything that Nintendo has, but one of the freaking monster's ears in some other game happens to look a little bit too much like Pikachu's ears, even though Nintendo themselves also took huge inspiration from previous games and would be seen in modern day as ripping off those games. But oh no, everybody has selective memory when it comes to that.
You get to pay $200 for a video game, but then I realized that the free pack-in game that shows off the Switch technology, that's actually $60. So what I propose is that for the people dumb enough to buy that, they should get a $3 discount for Mario Kart World, which costs $233 total. I think what Nintendo has realized is that gamers are extremely weak-willed and will pay unlimited money for the lowest quality games.
You're correct. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct with that. I agree with you 1,000% because some of the games I've seen people gawk over don't make sense to me. But again, that's a preference thing. So whatever.
And Video Game Donkeys.
I mean, look at shout out to I forgot her name. I've used her video in the past as well too. Dang it! The Indian British girl. I forgot her woman from Top Cat Gaming's wife. She just did a video review about King of the Fighters, City of Wolves, and Mortal Kombat. And her review. See, this is the kind of people I like to really follow. She points it out exactly. While you guys spend hundreds, you guys spend $10, $20 on all these skins or whatever. City of Wolves make you change the color of your skin for free. What a fucking concept. In Mario Kart World, you have all these different costumes. It's in the game for free. What a damn concept. Well, other places charge you for shit. But again, I digress.
Right. I mean, you got people who will admit that they're tired of things feeling boring and gray, but yet they'll bend over backwards, snapping their spine in 4 different quadrants to suck Nintendo's meat hose. I think the main reason why people
Like
pay so much money for these games, though, or they're willing to, is, and it's a really simple thing, and it sounds like this might not be it, but I swear to God it is. It's because most of us are bad with money. Let's just be honest.
Out of all the gamers, you think Nintendo fans so bad with money? Okay. You are nut job, sweetheart. I really thought you. I agree with you on all the other stuff. Who thought that gaming is where she would become a nut job?
There are a lot of people here who make fun of rich people and don't like them, and the main reasons they don't like rich people isn't because rich people are corrupt. No, that's not the number one reason. Yes, there are a lot of rich people that are corrupt, but there are also a lot of rich people that are just living their lives and not bothering anybody, and they give to charities and they help out and they...
Yeah, and I agree with that. Yeah, give the charity and stuff. You think I'm angry at rich people? No. You know the kind of rich people rich people is what you just said. Me, myself, personally, me, Liger himself, I'm about the corruption people more than anything. You think I care about Tesla being rich, Donald Trump being rich, Jeff Bezos being rich? He provide a product. Even Bill Gates, who I don't like that dick, but hey, he provide a product, whatever. Nancy Pelosi, fuck yeah. Joe Biden, fuck yeah. Because them bitches lied and they stole money from the regular people. And people stupid enough to give them money. Shit like that. Huh? All them politicians who do stuff, the rules for me, not for thee. Yeah, I don't like that. Those are the rich pricks I don't like. And if a person who's rich and he doesn't provide nothing and he's a prick, it's because he's a prick. I ain't care about his money. I care if he's an asshole or the woman's a bitch or being entitled. That's what it is. If you look down on somebody really shittily, even though they didn't do nothing to you, that's a different person. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what product you do. Ben & Jerry ice cream. I have not eaten none of their ice cream. I don't think I've ever eaten any ice cream ever, but I never eat none of the ice cream. And those two guys are rich by luck, but they say the most dumbest of shit. And if they want to give their money away, which they don't, because I remember PDD asked them, well, why don't you give your money away since you say you like socialism? He said, no, I don't going to do that. I work hard for my money. Oh, so we don't work hard for our money too? But we should give up our lifestyle because we're broken than you? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, sir.
Live well, but the thing is, the people that are the most angry are the ones that don't have that want that. My godfather has a freaking mansion in the islands, and he's wealthy, and he's just living his life. I mean, his ex-wife kind of gouged the hell out of him, but still, he's living very well, and the dude is in his early 50s, he's an older man, yet he's out there looking like he's 30 with his physique, chasing women, playing in sports, enjoying himself, giving to charities, but he's living a life that most of us would live if we had that kind of money. We all get salty over things that we don't have that we want. Every single one of us would probably turn our nose up at rich people, but if someone...
Like I said, not every single one of us. I would be differently, but again, you consider me rich because I run a company that makes multi-million dollars anyway. So I'm rich.
Came and offered you $50 million, you wouldn't have shit to say. And you would probably make all the same moves that rich people are making. If someone asked you, if they said to you, I will give you $10 million to eat my freaking weak old turds,
I would not do that. I wouldn't do that.
You'd be like, gobble, gobble, master.
Okay, you are crazy. Again, I would not do that because my health is way more money than any freaking money. Oh, I'm going to get sick just to get the money and then I die? Oh, people say, well, you could get the money and then go to the hospital. Like, I ain't doing that. I have something called dignity. And my dignity is worth more than that shit. So, whatever. I have literally come time when people offer me, ma'am, as you just said, I had people who had offered me millions of dollars to do some stuff that I was like, and I'm not talking about, this is like nasty stuff, but an example is music, since that's what my multi-million dollar company is. I remember I was talking to Ludacris, and Ludacris me and him was talking, and he was like, yo, you give me some of these beats, which will give me a lot of money. You give me these beats that you produce and stuff like that, and whatever, but I get to keep your masters. No. Now he's a rich person. He's living his life good, and I'm not super rich. I don't consider myself rich. I might run a company that makes money like that, but I still gotta give it out to all the people out there who work to get the company to make that kind of stuff. So it's a different story, but I digress. But I might do that, but I'm not giving, because sometimes when I make my music, I reuse a lot of like drums and beats and some phones and stuff like that, and I don't want somebody to sue me for something that I made for give it to them and then sue me back. No, I'm not doing that. And that's why a lot of the music industry is what it is right now. It's just being AI operated, whatever, because people can't do real music no more mainstream wise. There are artists out there, but they just don't go mainstream no more.
Let's go. Like, a lot of you people are like, oh, I'd never do that. I would never suck it. Yes, you would. Yes,
No.
you would, for the right price. Everyone says
Nope.
everyone has a price. There's a reason why people say that. Because for the right price, you would find some donkey dick dude and you would do that. It would be uncomfortable and you probably wouldn't want people
Sweetheart, what? I know you're a female. You got a husband. Stop saying stuff like that. Really, unbeknownst to a young woman like you. And also, no. Everybody has a price, but my dignity and my soul is not for sale. It never has been, never will be. And again, I just give an example where I could have made $1 million and I turned it down. So no.
knowing about it, but you the rationale in your head is, look, I will asphyxiate on that freaking piece of turgid flesh so that I could get $10 million. Some people would do it for way less, just saying.
That's true.
And some people would probably be
true.
so happy with the offer that they throw in a second service for free. And I'm talking
Well, there you
about
go.
straight dudes. Yes, I am. There are people out there that would probably risk dying and coming back to life for chopping off their arm just to get that kind of money. And then every single one
That's
of you would
them.
turn into Belinda from White Lotus, from a humble, nice person to the
Yeah.
person who cuts off people that you like and that you care for because situations have changed for you. I can't tell you how mad this bitch made me. I swear to God, like she went from being my favorite character to just really freaking icky, because money really does change people, and every single one of us, if it doesn't change your circumstance, it changes your personality, or both.
I know I'm not supposed to be attached to this kind of stuff, and I don't want to think that I am, but like, I don't know, I think I am. Oh, I know I am. Like the idea that I'm like this princess who needs things to be a certain way, it's just so pathetic.
So yeah, just like those dudes in White Lotus, you would be making those same moves. You would be
Not really.
moving exactly in the same way a lot of those rich people, if you were smart, that is.
Not
You'd be
really.
cutting off people who mismanage their money, even though a lot of you
Okay. Answer for all the stuff she's saying, so I don't gotta keep on saying it. I wouldn't, and I know a couple people who would not do it as well too. My boy Thomas would not do that, and again, he passed away. That dude was a rich dude. I give a person who's on YouTube who doesn't do that and has integrity. Scott Kilmer. I don't think he would do that because again, he's a rich person, but he lives a natural, a regular life. And he doesn't buy expensive stuff and do stuff because that's not in his nature. Certain people, nature is that. See, what you're thinking is, sweetheart, is you're thinking just how a lot of people around your age and how the thing is. Not everybody would do that. My sister wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. And a couple of people, like I said, I know wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. My grandma, nah, she would never do that. That's one woman who, boy, whoo, God rest her soul. She would never do something like that because she's for sure how she raised me. Telling you.
I know most of you, if you got that kind of money all of a sudden that you didn't really work for,
Okay, most
you'd
of you,
mismanage
okay.
the hell out of it and blow it all in within a year. But you
That is
see,
true.
the smart people would be quite content with making that money work for them and investing and never having to worry again. They would, regardless of your color, fly out of a neighborhood that they no longer feel safe in because those people
Yep.
would target them because of how much money they have. Please tell
Correct.
me, which one of
That's
y'all
correct.
would give away every cent or 70% of what you had if you got rich to people all around you that didn't get that and that didn't work for it or was as successful as you in swallowing the body part that you were required to swallow to get that? Which one of you would do that? People say that with money, you know, you should just give it away. Give all your money away. Would you? Especially if you worked your ass off to build an empire for your family. Don't lie. Most of you would not.
And you know what's funny? I'll ask you a question. The people who would do that are the ones who say that what you just said before. We just said that. Like I said, that's the funny part. You're correct about that part. The ones who would say what you just said would be the ones who would be like, oh, give it away. Except, again, most of the politicians And he's like, oh, we do this, but then wait, but you're not doing. Oh no. I make that much money, and I can keep my. Oh, like I said, like again, I go to Gracie, Nancy Pelosi. She does inside trading, but Martha Stewart went to jail because she did inside trading. Funny how that works, huh? So you got the ultimate inside trading. You don't go to jail, but somebody, Martha Stewart did that. She's also a rich person, but because she was not connected and she was not down with the thing, you put her in jail. Get the out of here. That's how weird that shit is.
Doesn't even matter. Even if you were given it for free, most of you would not. And I say that to say we're all humans. But the reason why most of us aren't rich, or at the very least financially well off, is not just because our daddies didn't become oil emperors or whatever. It's because we were taught to be consumers and to conform and to swallow and swallow well. Don't spit, just swallow every.
Again, yeah, for a woman being that gross, you got a husband, good for you. But yeah, I agree. There you go. I agree 100% with you. They taught you to become consumers. I'm not that. And like I said, am I a consumer by the definition? Yes. All of us are all consumers by certain points. But there's certain things I do that's different. When it comes to gaming, I'm a customer. When it comes to my food, I'm a customer. Because I got to be picky with shit. Some of the stuff that I want to get is expensive. I hate it. But because I'm a diabetic, I got to eat certain foods, cut out certain foods, be a healthier person. When I was young, I was a healthy person, and in my 30s up, I slacked away. So I've worked, lost some weight, do some stuff. I wasn't a big guy anyway, but I lost some weight, exercise, and stopped eating a lot of sugary foods and stuff like that. I ate once in a while, but not a lot.
Thing that the corporations force down your throat. We were taught to consume, not produce. It's why we're called consumers. It takes a lot less risk and effort to do so. And some people say they're happy with just going to a 9 to 5 and having that routine and never having to think. That's easy. That's what most people do. Some people are happy with daddy government taking care of them and having every single one of their rights taken away as long as they don't have to think or do anything. They'll complain and complain that more rights are being taken away from them, but they won't do shit. But it just keep happening over and over because it's easier than fighting or standing up or going against the grain. Instant gratification falls in line with that. And that's why when companies like Nintendo hike up the prices for things.
And Sony and Microsoft and PC, because people think we'll hike up the price. Remember, you PC people. Remember back in 2020 when they had the COVID. And people needed stuff so they could work from home, one, and two, also people doing mining. How expensive were them graphic cards? And people were still buying them? I didn't. I waited until them suckers come down in price, but I didn't. That's one of the reasons why my PC rig took so long to build. And then by the time I built it, I give it to my sister because it was like, because it's still powerful and she likes it, she enjoyed it. But I got me the one I got right now because it was just like, for me, I was like, it best just to start over. It best to just start all over.
It's easier to just complain and then buy it anyway. Because boycotting or going without your precious pieces of entertainment is much harder than standing up for what you believe in. People who are bad with money are the people who don't have the discipline to delay instant gratification. Oh dear God, they're charging $100 for a game that I really want. Well, if I pay $100 for that game, it's going to reinforce them charging $100 for other games, and then other companies are going to see this and do the same thing. I can boycott it, but then every other one of my friends and family are going to get it and not boycott it. I'm going to be missing out. What am I going to do? Yep, you'll.
Thank God I don't have misophobia. Like I said, no. If the game does what I think it's doing, I don't like it, my dear, I don't buy it. I don't care if I'm missing out on whatever. I don't buy it. I don't care if there's only one game I'm a consumer of, and it's Metroid. I have not bought every Mario game. I have not bought every Mario Kart game. I missed out on one Mario Kart game, but I had fun with a lot of them, so I'm that. Nah. You're a Pokemon fan. I didn't buy it. You see that it was a bad game. I hope you didn't buy Pokemon Scarlet, because I didn't. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I wouldn't. But I bought Sword and Shield, and I was very happy with Sword and Shield. Two is too green, not broken or nothing, whatever. But I like what they did for it, and it was basically what I wanted when I was a young boy, when I first saw the whole Pokemon TV series. So, I used to play Call of Duty. I got Black Ops. I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1. I didn't get 2. I got 3. I got Black Ops 1. I got Black Ops 2. And I never bought a Black Ops ever again. Why? Because I'm not into that bullshit that they've been doing with the whole microtransaction and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm good. I walk away from that shit. I used to play Mortal Kombat. Up to Mortal Kombat 3 was one of my favorite. And I've never bought a Mortal Kombat ever since then. Because it's just gotten, the gameplay has been, I hate that gameplay now. I don't like it. Right? I love Street Fighter. I missed out on certain Street Fighters because because I didn't like where Street Fighter was doing all the microtransactions and Champion Super Edition dish, blah, blah, blip, blip. I have not purchased Street Fighter 5. I have not purchased Street Fighter 6. Technically speaking, I've been buying the collection, the Fight Collection, which has been awesome. And it's a good price. My point is, I have not bought other than Metroid, being a consumer of Metroid, I have not bought every single game Nintendo has put out. Why? Because, or any other company has put out. Why? Because it's a piece by piece situation. I gotta see what you got. I guess if I like it, then I'll buy it. That's why my simple phrase is and always will be, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you like it, buy it. I bought 2 copies of Sushi Strikers, one for the Switch and one for the 3DS. Cause the game was fun to me. Quite simple. A game that I bought that was digital and I'm missing out on it, but was fun, was Rusty's Real Steel Baseball. And I liked the concept of it. And it was microtransaction. But I liked the situation of it. And they didn't lie to me. They set it up from the get-go what it was going to be. So that even make it more easy to me to think, should I buy it or not buy it? That's the only microtransaction-y game I've bought. Any other games that I bought microtransaction, like I said, I have a game right now that I'm playing that is kind of like that. I have not spent one flipping dollar. Not one. I have bought many games I have played many games on my phone. Microtransaction-y. And you know what? I've gotten to the end in some of them, not all of them, and then I just gave up because I know they try to get me to that and I just deleted it out of my phone. But I've gotten to the end without paying one single monetary money to those bums. And trust me, that was my own game challenge. They were making it hard for me. Like, oh, well, you can't beat this person unless you got a ground 4, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And then when I see that they try to do that, just, well, come on, man, you go ahead and get this game. Just give me $5 and you get this Ultra. And I'm like, no. And after a while, some of them I've beaten without doing that, and some I have. It's not like it's basically like, oh wow, no way.
You'll be missing out, you know.
I don't miss out.
You'll still be upset. You'll still want it.
Not
you know
really.
what you'll still have though? What? $100 $100 that you could put into your savings towards buying a house or towards some kind of investment. You know, towards.
I have an investment. I have a house. I have a car. I have a lot of shit. So you really ain't talking to me.
Building something and supplying some kind of demand that needs to be met for what the consumers need, and every little bit counts, especially now. Well, going back to the whole gym app thing, my husband ended up finding an app and it was the only one in the entire app store that wasn't asking for a subscription. It was very simple and to the point, and my husband's a programmer, so what he thought was like, wow, this looks like it was made by someone who saw.
If he's a programmer, why didn't he program a damn app to do him himself? Why didn't he just program? He's a programmer. Why didn't he program an app to make his own app and charge?
what was available in the App Store and got fed up and made his own. Because that's something that my husband would do. Of course, it takes a lot of work, but I commend that person. And
So it takes a lot of work. Well, then, chick, you become the consumer you talking about. Oh my goodness. Y'all double talk too much.
people are looking for this. By the way, it's called Gym Tracker. It's very hard to find for some reason, and it has the explanation at the end. It was available, and it was no subscription at the time this video was made. But yeah, that's the only one we found so far. And when we find apps like that or software like that, we need to support those. We need to donate to those and not keep giving these greedy corporations our subscriptions. We're paying them to do jack shit. I mean, even with Adobe Premiere, I've used it for so many years and I'm looking for an alternative now. Some people might even acquire the older versions that didn't require subscriptions because they're fed up with that shit. Because aside from the AI stuff here and there, they're not really doing anything. You're paying $30 per software, sometimes up to 40 per software, depending on the software, and the whole suite to do jack shit. I mean, I use CapCut more than I use Premiere now, and I only use Premiere for my story stuff, and that's because it's easier to record a voiceover in Premiere than it is CapCut. Because CapCut has a stupid timer thing, and you can't opt out of it for recording. I don't know why. But the minute they fix that, I will dump Premiere because I barely ever use it. Like, that's the only thing I...
Use Magic Studios. You could do it there. That one, it has a subscription and it has a all cut, one time license. That's why I use my music. That's why I use Sequoia for Magic, because it's $5,000. Well, I bought it for $2,000, but it's $2,000, and I do all my music editing, all the stuff without no problem. You have to, if you want to upgrade, you pay a small license fee for upgrade. If you don't want to upgrade, you could keep it as is, and it works. They don't with your daggone system. That's why I do. Oh, sorry again. That's what I do.
Ever use it for. I still use Audition though. But the point is, I don't think I'm the only one who's getting sick and tired of these people price gouging.
Well, let's go with. This is the end of video 2, and I'm gonna just do a short video 3. So, catch you next time with the other video.